Well, now that you've read an article about the importance of play and learning, we're going to return now to our foundations book, and we're going to start on page 30 and 31, where you will see the specific developmental indicators for each goal listed for the first domain, which is curiosity, information seeking, and eagerness. Also take note of anything you see in a yellow box, as you see down here on page 30. The yellow box here on page 30 reminds us to be sensitive to differing cultural values. On the next two pages, there's 31, so 32 and 33, you will see specific strategies to use with infants and toddlers. So here is the infants and toddlers, and then also with preschoolers on the next page. And these will be specific strategies that you can use with them to encourage curiosity, information seeking, and eagerness, the first subdomain of approaches to play and learning. Then listed on pages 34 and 35 are the developmental indicators for the specific goals for the subdomain play and imagination. That is the second subdomain. Notice the yellow box on page 35, which reminds us of the importance of the environment. Then on pages 36 and 37, you'll see the examples of strategies for infant and toddlers, as well as preschoolers. And we want you to remember that these are just examples of strategies. There are so many more strategies to use, and you are probably already currently using many other different strategies with children. Now, the specific developmental indicators for the subdomain risk-taking, problem-solving, and flexibility are on pages 38 and 39. And temperament is a very important influencer in the way children approach situations, and this is noted in the yellow box on page 38. Now, on page 40 and 41, those two pages have the strategies for infants and toddlers, as well as preschoolers. Now there are three goals for the next subdomain, which is attentiveness, effort, and persistence. Now these are all listed on pages 42, 43, and 44. Now the specific developmental indicators are listed for each of the goals as well. Notice the yellow boxes on pages 42 and 43 with some helpful information to remember when working with children and families. And the strategies again for infants and toddlers are listed on page 45, and the strategies for preschoolers are listed on page 46. Now these strategies can be very helpful for you to give you some ideas of how to work with children, infants and toddlers, and preschoolers in specific ways for this subdomain. We will now move on to the activity for this module, where you will see an example of a strategy to use with a child, and then you're going to create your own strategy that you can also connect possibly to a chosen curriculum, a curriculum that you might be currently using in a classroom, or if you're not in a classroom, then you might just think about how you can use it with curriculum. Remember, these strategies are based on the individual needs and goals for each child in a classroom. Each child is unique and different, and not every child is going to be at the given, quote, age category for every developmental indicator in the North Carolina Foundations. So we always want to consider the varying individual goals for each child. Now, after you've completed your activity and even implemented it with a child or children, you will then use your activity to answer a few questions under the label on the Moodle page titled Check Your Understanding. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and continue on. You will see in this lesson there is also a resource page, and we'll have several wonderful resources for you for approaches to play and learning. Then you can go on to the Moodle page and start that activity. Enjoy!